Mariella K on my socials, so feel free to follow me on your favorite one. All right, so today we are still tapping into some energy. We just did an energy on Mars, all right, and the number 12, all right. Somebody looking for somebody new to collaborate with because the person they was collaborating with drained them of all of their energy and their resources. So go ahead and tap into that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the next energy read. Again, we're gonna roll the dice, all right. Whatever planet we get, we're gonna talk about that, and then whatever number we get is gonna be an indicator of how many cards we're gonna lay out here on the table. Of course, we'll do some clarification with oracles as well. So let's jump into it. Okay, what we got? Is this North Node? We got North Node, and then we got 11. Okay. All right, so somebody is starting a journey, all right, a new beginning on living in their higher self, their higher purpose, all right. Somebody's looking to recreate their identity to something more spiritual, all right, wanting to communicate, all right. So here we go with another 10 plus. I think the last one was 12, so this one's 11. All right, Divine, what do you want the collective to know about their North Node energy? All right, most likely this is going to pick up on maybe some of your South Node energy, and then we'll clarify with the other tarot deck to kind of touch base on the North Node, or this may go directly into North Node. We don't know. We don't know until we see the cards, but I'm just kind of seeing how it's gone before and what it looked like before. But I don't know. I don't know what's finna come out, but we finna see together. So 11 cards. The first card is the leading energy. That'll be the strongest. Man, we got 3 at a time here. Got that one, that one, that one, this one. That one, that one, this one, that one. Wait, one more. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Pentacles, all right? So someone is realizing that by them getting in their North Node energy, doing something of purpose with their life, all right, is going to bring them some sort of financial blessing, all right? It's going to leave them with the opportunity to build a legacy, all right? Maybe doing a lot of investing in property, all right? Just being very smart with their money and with their energy, all right? To have this sense of abundance, all right? This sense of prosperity, all right? An inheritance from the Most High, all right? The inheritance from the Most High versus the inheritance from other sources, it hit different, okay? So this person is realizing that, you know, they're really ready to find that safety in financial security, all right? Not only financial security for themselves, but, you know, financial security for others, all right? So this person could, again, leave something behind for their loved ones or start some type of nonprofit organization to where, you know, the money that they make within their North Node energy is going to carry through like multiple generations, multiple timelines, all right? Multiple spirits and souls are going to be able to benefit off of this person wanting to be in their North Node energy, all right? So the cards that did flip out, all right, that I can see are the Two of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and also the Tower in reverse, all right? So, Two of Swords, someone is like resting on making a decision, right? They're not really sure the path that they're getting ready to take, but they know that it's something that they have to do eventually and they can't sit where they're at forever. All right, they know they can't stay in a stagnant energy mentally or physically. All right, they're ready to expand. All right, they're ready to see an improved status from whatever their current situation is. All right, so they're willing to put in the true efforts and the hard work that it's going to take in order to get them there. All right, so they could have some sort of restlessness with the idea of having to make this decision. All right, maybe they're having to cut off some people, cut some things out of their lives. All right, cut off some patterns and behaviors that they've become accustomed and adjusted to that's no longer serving them. But whatever the case is, all right, they're willing to make the necessary changes, all right, in order to become a leader, all right, within themselves, all right, and they're very determined and they have a lot of courage with this Ace of Swords out here, all right, to begin this mental level of success, all right, to get to this Ten of Pentacles, all right. They're ready to overcome any obstacles, all right. So with the Ace of Swords, the divine could be offering the collective a new idea, all right, so that they can reach this goal of the Ten of Pentacles, okay? All right, y'all, let's go ahead and look at these other cards real quick. So leading card out here. All right, so leading card out here, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, or not reverse. This is actually in the upright. We just had it in the last reading in reverse, all right? So this is someone who realized the patience, all right? The perseverance, all right? The hard work that it's going to take in order to take this idea from where it's at, all right, coming out of South Node energy into North Node energy, all right, with the seed that they're going to have to plant, water, grow, all right, have seasons of, you know, crops coming, crops maybe being destroyed, but they are realizing that they have to really harness in on the energy that they're putting into this project in order for it to flourish, all right? Look at this card, all right? You see this man on this horse? Not only is he in a horse, y'all probably can't see it the way that I can see it, but there's like this brown dirt, okay? So with this brown dirt that's in the card along here, all right? This is where he's getting ready to plant his harvest, all right? He's getting ready to plant his seeds, plant his energy, plant his thoughts, all right? And not only is he gonna plant his seeds, he gonna guard it, all right, because he has all of that armor on, all right. He's gonna guard it until he sees it flourish, okay? So he's ready to go out there, do the planting, do the working in order to get to, you know, this harvest, all right, this abundance, this prosperity, all right, this legacy, all right. So next card we got is the Magician, all right. We got the Magician to the leading energy of the Knight of Pentacles, all right. Again, this person has a creative idea. They have this new desire to, you know, do something new, be something new, all right. Not only are they gonna, you know, be it and do it, all right, they have the confidence, all right, that they're gonna be able to bring in this Ten of Pentacles, all right? They have the knowing, all right, and the spirit that they're going to be able to achieve. They're going to be able to achieve their goals, all right? Because they're going to put in all of their resources, all right? All of their focus, all of their energy, all of their time, all right? So that they can bring what's in the heavens down to the earth, all right? So essentially, with this magician, all right, he's going to stay in constant communication with the spirit guides, all right? He is holding up like this little wand in his hand, all right? And this little wand is like a little conductor for him to get information from the spirit, all right, from God, from his ancestors, and then bring it into his physical world, into his reality, all right? And then that's where you have, like, you know, your plants and stuff, the things that you're growing, the things that you're manifesting, all right? Because he's ready to put his energy, which is the pentacle, his emotions, all right, which is the cup, and then the sword is his mental thoughts, all right? So again, he's coming in ready, all right, to communicate, all right, to stay grounded within his purpose and his plan, all right, and having the spirit to move towards it, all right? Two of Pentacles, or not Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, all right, in reverse is the next card. All right, so this person is, you know, ready to leave anybody, anything that is going to be a distraction, all right? That's going to put this person in an energy of going in the wrong direction and forgetting about the goal and the purpose, all right? They're not collaborating with any partners that are going to delay their trip and their journey and their path to this Ten of Pentacles. They're not going to let anybody keep them in a stagnant energy, all right? They're not really ready to work with anybody that's in a disagreement to where they're going, all right? They're not really ready to negotiate with anybody, all right? If you're not a part of the program, then collective is letting you go, all right? If you don't see the bigger picture, then the collective is ready to, you know, let it go so that they can focus on their dream and their goals and, you know, everything of that nature. All right. So we have the Death card in the reverse. All right. So with that Death card in reverse, I saw it. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so with that Death card being in reverse, like, again, the collective is like, we've already did all of the transformating that we need to do. So we're not allowing anybody else to come into the field, all right, where we're planting, all right, these new seeds, all right, for this new harvest. We ain't letting nobody, regardless of how obsessed they may feel or how much sorrow they may be coming towards us, trying to pull on our soul and our emotions, like, collective is cutting people off, all right? They've made the decision, all right, with this Two of Swords, which was already out here, to cut off any and everything, all right, that needs to be cut off in order for them to allow their crop, all right, to grow without any crows, without any animals coming in trying to disrupt it, all right? And this could be, you know, just different people, different spirits, all right, or whatever. They are ready to do the work so that they can receive the rewards, all right? So that they can identify within their spirit, all right, that they were a true leader over the task in the project that they had going on, and that it's going to be beneficial for them, all right? They are going to be able to send out energy in order to receive energy in a positive way here. All right, and then the next card we got is the, excuse me, the Seven of Swords, all right? So this person is making sure, all right? Seven of Swords, and then after the Seven of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords. So this person gonna chase away with a determined, all right, a swift action towards anybody trying to come in and steal from their crop, all right? Steal from their crop, mentally, emotionally, physically. They gon' chase them away. They're not allowing it, okay? Like, this collective have learned in their North Node energy, the value of creating a space, not only within their physical environment, but also in their internal environment, of not just allowing anybody to come in with any type of deception, all right, with any type of indirect actions, all right, with any type of trickery, all right? Like, you're not gonna come in to my house, to my kingdom, all right, with any type of nonsense, all right? You're not gonna sneak away with nothing, all right? Now, I'm gonna give you something, but you're not gonna just come in sneaking away with something because you feel like I'm not looking, or you feel like I'm not wise enough, okay? So yeah, collective, they gonna chase you down with that sword, all right? Divine is saying that's the truth. That's the truth, all right? Because this new beginning, this new idea, all right, for this Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck will be protected, okay? Will be protected. All right, so we got the Four of Wands in reverse, all right? Four of Wands in reverse is like, it could be a positive or a negative. Right now, I'm putting it as a positive. It looks like a positive for the collective, all right? So after doing all of this work, doing all of this guarding the work that you've been putting in, guarding the focus and the heart and the mind that you've been creating towards your Ten of Pentacles, all right? Spirit saying you're going to have the opportunity to just relax, all right? To rest and just sit in gratitude, all right, for the stability and the comfort that you have, all right? You're going to be able to just embody a sense of love for the resources and the finances that you've been able to achieve, all right? The stability that you've been able to achieve, all right? And then the last card we have is the Tower, all right? The Tower card in reverse. So with this, I'm picking up Spirit saying it's like you kind of like confined yourself, all right, into some immovable circumstances, all right? And you kind of allowed the inability to not allow your focus to change to bring you in this Ten of Pentacles, all right? And it could be you bringing in this Ten of Pentacles has a lot of people, you know, confused, all right? They could be like, how did this happen? But it's like at the same time, it's like, how are they not picking up that you are focused and that you're putting in the work and the effort? Like, how can they not see it? Okay, let me see something. So we got 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. All right, yeah, you're guarding yourself in this journey, all right, very thoroughly. All right, you know that it's going to take a lot of internal work, and for you to get to this place, all right? Yeah, 3, 4. Yeah. Let's see what Divine has to say to clarify this. Okay, So we have the Knight of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Lovers. All right. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Cups. All right. So a celebration. All right. So you'll be coming in contact. All right. I'm getting like, once you do get to that level, all right, where it's like, okay, divine is saying you can rest now. All right. You done did all of what you needed to do in order to build this stability. All right. You can take a break. All right. You can take a moment to just be grateful for the work that you've done. All right. And it's like you moved away from any doubts, all right, any negativity, all right, anything that could have kept you in a storm, all right, when it came to your mental being misdirected from your goals, all right. You moved away from all of that, all right. Because you moved away from all of that, you learned how to thoroughly balance your emotions, all right. You knew that there was going to be some things that would come up against you to try to block you, to try to stop you, but you never allowed it to penetrate you in a way to where you would lose focus over the overall goal, all right. You stayed true to the path and the journey, okay. Because of that, you're going to be able to be in this position to where you are able to be recognized, all right. You could be getting some sort of promotion, all right. All right, you could be getting the opportunity to work with people who are just as focused as you are. All right, so we got Three of Pentacles, Three of Swords, all right. So you may be so focused, all right, so true to the path, all right, that you're going to align with other people that you're going to be able to collaborate with energetically and emotionally to bring in this sense of balance within the things and the works that you are working on, okay. So you being able to bring in this Ten of Pentacles, again, is like a confirmation that you're going to be able to not only leave something behind, but you're going to be able to start up a lot, all right? You're going to be able to invest what you are doing into other things, all right? Maybe, you know, buying a home, leaving that behind, starting a business, leaving that behind, all right? But you're going to do it in a sense to where the people that you're working with, all right, the collaborations of the people that you're working with, all right, you have this person, that person, and this person, all right, y'all are going to be doing something with a sense and a knowing of a higher purpose, all right. Like, yes, it is about the money for y'all, but it's also about the importance of the legacy that you're wanting to build, all right, the brand that you're wanting to create, all right. It's you allowing your skill and your talent to ultimately, it's like you're gonna love what it is that you do and how you do it, all right. With this Lovers popping out, it's like the balance within your energy, all right, the masculine and the feminine within you, and how that has helped you to demonstrate your strength and your ability is just gonna allow the legacy that you're leaving behind to be something that people really appreciate, all right? Something that people want to get behind, all right? People going to love what it is that you're working on and what you're doing, all right? This is not necessarily giving me like you coming into a partner. This is giving me the energy of people celebrating you, people celebrating your success, people loving what it is that you're doing, all right? For you staying focused, all right? And fighting off the distractions and living within your purpose, all right? And staying on your path. So yeah, we're gonna do another clarification and then some oracles really quick. right, so Five of Pentacles, I'm seeing that. And then we have the Five of Cups. All right. So this is giving me like energy of you deciding to walk away from connections that no longer served you. Okay. With this. All right. Not only, I don't feel like you're grieving in this energy because it's like, you know what your purpose is, all right, but this is more like somebody else grieving the situation, all right, and the opportunity to have worked with you until a level of completion, all right. It's almost like, you know, this person's grieving, all right. You can have multiple people in your energy that will be grieving the fact that they weren't able to collaborate with you, all right, because of all of the success that you are going to have from staying true to yourself, staying true to divine, and working on your purpose, all right? It's going to have people feeling left out in the cold, all right? And really sad about where you're going and what you're doing, all right? But I already get the energy that you kind of like, that's not none of my business, all right? It's like these people had the opportunity to grow and to change and to do the work themselves, all right? You could have been an inspiration to people, all right? And they just refuse to, you know, they refuse to let go of the things that they needed to let go of, all right? They refuse to become somebody new, all right? These could have been energies that were, you know, romantically interested in you, but they didn't have any sense of longevity about the approach in which they came towards you, all right? They could have tried to really just, you know, get you on a surface level of temptation and lust, all right? But you knew, all right, from maybe previous experiences that that wasn't going to be enough, all right? It's like you already had new concepts of yourself, your life, all right, and where you were headed, right, to where you weren't falling for any of those offers that came from people trying to tempt you that way, all right? It's like you're very headstrong, very logical about what it is that you were wanting to do. So if you had to cut off those connections in order to allow yourself to get to that Ten of Pentacles, then that just is what it was, all right? So yeah, you put in that work, that work, that work, that work. All right, so the first two cards that popped out, we have, excuse me, we have the spiritual teacher and the waterbender. This is giving me like the energy of not only are you going to leave a legacy behind, but you're going to leave a lot of spiritual information for people as well. All right, a lot of spiritual information that is going to help people to heal their emotions with this waterbender. All right, so let your emotions flow. Healing begins with release. All right, so it's like you're going to become someone who is like very inspirational, all right? And not only that, you could have people that came into your life as well that helped you to embody this energy of, you know, wanting to be better, wanting to do better for yourself in your life, all right? Because, you know, sometimes we be out here playing, all right? And then that clock, it don't stop ticking. And eventually something within, you know, something within us starts to click, all right? And that could have been, you know, spiritual advice that you got from somewhere, a meme, a video, a tarot card reader, a preacher, a pastor, a post, all right, a movie, all right? Something happened to where you was like, okay, I gotta wake up, I gotta make this change, I gotta do it, I gotta do it right. And then because of your journey and your dedication to the journey, you're also gonna be able to leave some advice behind for others. All right. big money, all right? You got big money that you are coming into, that you are, like they say, you can't leave it, you can't take it with you, but you can leave it towards a purpose, all right? You can invest it, all right? Give, wills and inheritance to your loved ones, all right? You staying focused, all right? Abundance is on its way. So keep your arms and I say your arms, keep your hands, your pockets, your wallets, your bank accounts, your mind, everything open, ready to receive, okay? And then once you receive it, the Ten of Pentacles is someone who's going to invest it very wisely, okay? They're not going to just play with it. All right, and then you gonna have them people, all right, I was like, oh, I'm knowing you all my life. Why you ain't leaving nothing for me? Why you ain't doing nothing for me? All right. But was they with you shooting in a gym? Was they with you shooting in a gym? Or were they in the gym with you trying to block your shots? All right. Whatever the case is, forward movement is your ultimate plan, your ultimate goal. All right. Not sure what happened in your South Node energy, but you are just ready to, take me through there. Take me through there. To a new path. You're going to take me through there to a new path, because them new paths, baby, listen. They be some of everything, but not for some of everybody. Okay, we're going to take those. All right, so bottom of the deck, we do have the swords and roses. All right, we did see a few swords out here on the table today, because you is blocking out anybody coming in trying to be deceptive. All right, you only living in an energy where people can be truthful, where people can have a sense of clarity with what it is that they speaking about, what it is that they want with your time and your energy. All right, you didn't have so many revelations that you ain't got no time. You ain't got no time for the deceit, okay? You ain't got no time for nobody try to come in and manipulate you mentally, manipulate you emotionally, manipulate you spiritually, manipulate you financially. You just don't have no time. No time, all right? You are in this sense of come towards me with a sense of honor, all right, and a protection, all right, for the relationship that we gonna build, all right? And if it's not filled with that type of determination, then bye, all right? All right, because we not, all right? This is giving me a sense of what your north node, or not your north node, your south node energy could have been like. All right, you could have been, all right, around a lot of people who was in this charming energy, all right, enabling you to be an energy of where you are, doing things for surface pleasures, all right? Doing things, ain't nothing wrong with having a little party here and now, all right? Having a little celebration here and now. But when it becomes a part of your routine, every weekend, every month, all right, it's a no, all right? I'm getting in your South Node energy. You had to be so strong because you faced a lot of backstabbing, all right? A lot of heartbreak, a lot of deception, all right? A lot of lies and a lot of deceit from the people that you thought that would not be the ones to play you like that. All right, last card is the clock. All right, we love seeing the clock. The divine loves wanting to let the collective know that, it's going to take time for your plans to work out, but stay the course. All right, get the bag. All right. Stay undistracted. All right. And then things work out in your favor. Love that for you, collective. Love that for you. I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. And I will definitely see you in the next one. Wishing you peace, love, and prosperity today, tomorrow, and forever. If you haven't already liked the video, like, subscribe, share it on your social media platform, and make sure that you are subscribed, not subscribed, notified, hit the bell so you don't miss any uploads. All right, bye.